Hi there, all my crafty friends. I'm Donna from Mason Creations, etc. I'm going to do a pretty interesting Halloween project today. My crafty friend Jeanette from California requested a Halloween project, and my crafty friend Nicole Marie requested a busted canvas. I'm combining both to make a really creepy Halloween project. Jeanette and Nicole Marie, this video is for you. So if you're ready, let's make a mess. To start off this project, you're going to need 3 sheets of rice paper. I'm going to use the 2 blue ones for the interior and the gold one on the very front. This one is going to be my background with the picture that will be seen through the exploding canvas. I'm going to decoupage it onto an 8x10 flat board canvas. I'm using Polyvine's Decorator's Varnish as my decoupage adhesive today. You can use this product as a varnish and an adhesive. All the Polyvine formulas can double as a decoupage adhesive. It works so much better than the most popular brand of decoupage glue. It's not a glue, so it doesn't go on thick and lumpy. It's a varnish, so it dries crystal clear and will never yellow. This and all the products you're going to see me use today came from decoupagenapkins.com, my wonderful sponsors. I love the wolf that is howling in the lower right hand corner, so I'm going to make sure nothing hides that. The second canvas you'll need is an 8x10 stretched canvas. I'm decoupaging the paper that looks like blue wallpaper on the inside of this canvas. When cut and folded over, this will be seen on the front of the project. DecoupageNapkins.com has such a great selection of napkins that you can purchase one at a time. They carry many other craft supplies such as rice paper, paint, clay, molds, and a great selection of Polyvine products. Over 8,000 products and growing. They are wonderful to work with and will send your order out fast. They offer several automatic discounts when checking out. Subscribe to their newsletter by entering your email address and you'll receive 10% off your next order. They are truly your one-stop shop for craft supplies. Make sure you check them out. I'll be leaving links for all the products I use in my description box below. I pressed it down with a piece of plastic to make sure there were no wrinkles or bubbles. Now I'm decoupaging the gold paper on the front of the stretched canvas. I let everything dry for a few hours, and now I'm going to use my little mini hand sander to remove all the excess paper from the canvases. Always sand in a downward motion. Sanding upward may cause your paper to lift. On the gold paper, I wrapped the top and bottom excess around the canvas. I'm going to let this dry for about another hour before moving on to the next step. Okay, you guys, let's bust a canvas. I'm making my starting place a little lower than the center and towards the right corner of the canvas. Remember, I want that howling wolf to show in the corner, so I want to open that bottom right corner as much as I can. And my crafty friends, I'm always going outside the box. Now I'm starting at the hole I created and cutting strips to within 1.5 inches from the edge. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. It's fun to see what cities and countries you are all watching from. I'm filming from Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. I'm curling the pieces that I just cut outward and doing a test fit, and my wolf shows up really good. I'm going to darken the edges of each slit to make them look old and dirty. I'm using black ink and a brush. I put a piece of parchment paper under each slit as I was working to keep the rest of the paper clean. I also inked the very edges of the paper with just the ink pad to get rid of the white cut edges. I test all the products that I recommend in my videos. I won't recommend anything that I haven't used myself and prefer. If I'm recommending it, you can bet it's a great product. Each product will be listed in my description box below and will have a blue link to make it easy for you to find. Any of the links I provide are safe for you to click on. This is called creepy cloth, and I'm going to make it look really ragged. I spread it all over the front and then cut it where all the slits are. I pulled it apart and wove my cut pieces of the canvas through it. Send me a comment and let me know what type of project you would like to see next. I love designing projects around your requests. Just be patient with me though, I get a lot of them. I'll definitely get to yours. Sometimes it just takes me a little while. I love hearing from all of you and look forward to reading all your comments and requests. So keep them coming. I'm gluing down my canvas pieces with 1 drop of hot glue on the tip. I'm pulling the creepy cloth apart and making it look really gnarly. I glued some of the cloth to the canvas as well. Full disclosure, this stuff is really messy, but it's so cool that it's worth it. I'm painting the sides of the canvas black. I'm coming up over the edge a little bit. Where I folded over the rice paper on the top and bottom, I'm not giving it full coverage. I'm letting the rice paper show through a little bit. And I'm adding a little extra paint in the corners, adding to my old dirty theme. I'm also painting the edges of the flat canvas because the sides will be seen when the project is completed. The paper was just a tiny bit shy on the sides, so I'm covering up the white by all the edges and put a little extra in the corners. I added some extra strands of the creepy cloth hanging down from the top. I glued them from the inside, just a little bit of added creepiness. And now here come the skeletons. Poor little guy, I had to break his leg to make it bend. I cut it at the knee joint and then glued it back together bent because he's going to be walking through the canvas. I had to cut off his toes to get him to fit. Oops! I'm gluing the foot to the inside wood frame. I glued his other foot and arm to the canvas. I removed both legs on the next one. I broke the arms a little bit so I could pose him, and then glued just his torso to the bottom wood frame. I removed the legs and broke both of the arms on the third one. I posed him and glued his arms back on. I I angled him so that he's leaning inward and you can't see his legs. I made sure not to put anything in the lower right corner so you can still see the wolf. This was an explosion, so I need to dirty it up a little bit. I'm using an antiquing wax and the color soot. It makes everything look dirty and old. Perfect. I'm using a brush and putting it around all the gold edges of my cut pieces. I also added some to any of the edges or blee pieces that needed dirtying up too. I'm going to have some great projects coming up. I'll be doing some mixed media, air dry clay, decoupage, and of course more Christmas projects. You'll want to subscribe so you don't miss any of them. My project needs a few little spooky embellishments. I'm going to make them using 10-minute casting resin. Yes, 10 minutes. That's how long it takes to set up and be ready for use. If you'd like to see an in-depth tutorial on exactly how to mix and use this product, you can click the banner on the top right corner of the screen. I'll also leave a link for this video in my description box below. It's so easy to use. You mix equal amounts of part A and part B. Stir it up and pour into your mold. With small molds, I use an eyedropper. It makes it much easier to get into all the little areas. Then let it set for 10 minutes and you're ready to go. I made a couple of bats, a skeleton hand, and a bird. I love this stuff. It dries like hard plastic and is so easy to remove from the mold. Nothing breaks off when you unmold it. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. And why not share this with a friend? Thanks for doing that. If you'd like to be notified anytime I upload a new video, click the bell. I'm heating up the hand with a heat gun, and that will soften it up so I can bend it. You can paint these just like you would with clay. I'm painting all of them with Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Caviar, which is black, and I'll let them dry for about 30 minutes. I'm using Dixie Belle paint in the color Drop Cloth, which is an off-white. I'm going to sponge it on the skeleton hand, and it's looking pretty creepy. I sponged on some cobalt blue on the bird and then wiped it with a damp paper towel, which gave him an eerie look. I let the paint dry for about 30 minutes, and now I'm going to give them a coat of Polyvine Heavy Duty Wood Varnish in satin. Everything else is in matte, so I want these to stand out. The shine deepens with each layer you apply, so you can actually get a really glossy finish. This is a great varnish and one of my personal favorites. I use this one a lot. It's heat and water resistant, as well as UV resistant and food safe. Don't let the name fool you. It's good for all surfaces. I glued the bird in the top right corner. Some of his wing is hanging over the edge, so I'll paint the back where it's hanging over. I put the bats in the upper left corner and the hand on the right side, but not blocking the wolf. And now I'm going to glue my background canvas into place. I glued some large rope twine in the gap between the front and back canvases, leaving a little bit at the top for a hanger. Don't forget, all of the wonderful products I'm using today can be found at my favorite place for craft supplies, decoupagenapkins.com. And I'll leave you links in my description box below. I put together a playlist of some other tutorials you may enjoy. Click the picture on the right to be taken directly to that playlist. I'm so happy you were here with me today, and thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to see you all next week. I'm working on a new project with you in mind. You can subscribe by clicking my picture in the top right corner.